Return to Play is the UK's leading sports medicine provider for schools and clubs. We ensure sport is safer than ever by making it easy for you to provide gold standard medical care to your players. Our head injury and concussion care service provides your players with 7-day-a-week access to some of the UK's most experienced concussion doctors, who make sure the correct diagnosis is made and manage each player's recovery until they are fit to return to sport. We also provide you with the education, policy, and administrative support you need to confidently manage injuries, giving you and your players' parents peace of mind. Using our innovative R2P injury management system, injuries can be quickly recorded, parents and staff automatically notified, doctor appointments booked, players' recovery tracked, and injury analysis downloaded. Our system even integrates with other school systems, saving you admin time. Our full sports medicine service is tailored to your organisation's specific needs, designed to best support your sports programme and medical setup. It includes our head injury and concussion care service, plus weekly sports doctor clinics, access to physiotherapists, matchday medical support, and more. Return to Play are partnered with over 60 of the UK's leading schools and clubs. Get in touch to find out more.
Introducing NextGenXV, the new home of school rugby.
Well, where does this come from?
Covering everything the school game has to offer in both the north and southern hemispheres.
Oh, the great tackle! It's not good enough. 1-2, skip a few and with the wheels.
Highlighting tomorrow's stars, NextGen15 will be bringing you live games and a regular update of all the news and in-depth views on the global game.
What a kick! Where did he come from and how did that happen?
All your school rugby, all in one place. This is NextGen15.
Hello and welcome to KCS Wimbledon here in southwest London for the Under-18 Schools Plate semi-final against Caterham. I'm Angus Savage, your commentator, and I want to start today by talking to you in that capacity as Angus Savage, not as your commentator, because we have to talk about the elephant in the room, which is that Henley College are not here. Now, Henley College broke some of the rules and therefore they have been disqualified from the competition. The reason it is an elephant in the room is a woeful lack of communication from the RFU, leading to rumour and conjecture online. Now, why is that bad? It's bad because these are kids, and these are kids who are getting subject to abuse online for decisions they did not make and were not a part of. The RFU has to change the way it communicates. It is not because it's frustrating for the media. It is because it is very, very dangerous for the kids that are involved in this. That's all we're going to say about that today. We are going to focus on what's important, which is the game KCS Wimbledon against Caterham in the Under-18 Schools Plate semi-final. And we're going to go through the teams because we're getting very, very close to kick-off. And we are going to go first with KCS Wimbledon. And you will see that they are led by Casper Pitt-Blado in the front row. He's joined up there by Charlie Gilchrist and Bruno Bandiera-Friere. In the second row, Seth Ely and Finn O'Hare. And in the back row, Hugo Nichols, Cameron McAlpin and Dirk Pitt-Blado, who of course from his surname you will recognise as the twin brother of the skipper. In the back line, Harrison Heatley and Drew Bone are your half-backs, and in the midfield, James Taylor and Liam McDonald, the vice-captain. In the back three, Philippe Verquil, Joe Mondadori and Hugo Platt. And on the bench, Xavier Cook, Luke Dale, George Woods and Sonny Dillon. And you will be able to hear the King's College School Wimbledon team running out onto the field. They are surrounded by fans as they make their way onto the field. What a sight that is. This is what schoolboy rugby means. This is why it is all so important. And as the noise dies down, I can barely hear myself think up here in commentary. We will just quickly run you through the Caterham side, who are led by fly half Enzo Pedersen. Look out for him, he is an absolute superstar. His half-back partner, Max Fry. In the centres, vice-captain Fraser Bailey and Ethan Wenham. And in the back three, Josh Baker, Louis Heaton-Armstrong and Austin Taylor. Up front, William Baker, Henry Hudson and Joshua Campbell. Skylar Bennett and Fred Oliver in the second row. Robert Hunter, Josh Benjamin and Harry Pluck in the back row. And on the bench, Joe Phillips, Edward Daniel, Ruben Andrews, Luca Godin, Cam McDonald, Connor Green and Johnny Naylor. And the head coach, Alistair Taylor, alongside Daniel Mays. And of course, I forgot to mention Tom Rogers, the King's College School Wimbledon head coach. We are but moments away from kickoff, and that gives us a real opportunity to say a huge congratulations to the ground staff here at KCS Wimbledon. The deluge last night, I cannot tell you what it was like, and through the day today, it has been torrential. We saw the Middlesex Sevens has been called off just down the road at St Benedict's in Ealing, but the ground staff here have worked an absolute miracle to make this one playable. It's going to be wet, it's going to be muddy, but most important of all, it's going to be happening, and that is what we are here for today. All we await now is the kickoff. The King's College players are ready. Their huddle's broken. The cheers have gone up. Caterham, they're just making us wait a little longer. The huddle goes on. Last words. Enzo Pedersen there, you can see, standing tall amongst his team, talking, cajoling. This is where it all counts. And those two, the captain and the vice-captain, remain standing, calling their charges in. Caterham, this is a huge opportunity for them. They didn't know they were going to get this chance until very, very late on in this season. But they're here now, and they want to prove that they are here for good reason and make a big statement against the Kings. Absolutely fantastic this year. 3 times they appeared in our top 5 school teams of the weekend through the main part of the season. That's how good they've been. They got a top 10 finish in the Daily Mail Trophy. They are one of the elite sides in the country. And here they are, ready to receive kickoff here in SW19. But it's a huge response in the tackle from Caterham. Harrison Heatley gets his backline going, but the defence is up hard early on. William Baker with the big hit for Caterham. Heatley feeds his forward. Passionate start here from both sides, and it's big Seth Ely making an early bit of ground for King's College School, and now they're breaking down the left-hand side through winger Philip Verquil. Verquil making it almost into the 22. He's in fact past the 22. Heatley works it in field. Early chance this now for King's College School Wimbledon. Caterham have chased back well to get the defensive line back in shape. On the charge they go to Wimbledon. Through the hands, the ball goes into Charlie Gilchrist, getting close. This big ginger mop standing tall. Wide they go. Out to the far side, but turned over by Pedersen. Knocked on KCS, and we'll have a scrum down. Caterham ball. Electric start from the home side. Solid defence from Caterham. As we see here, Pedersen just getting himself between man and ball and the fingertips of Liam McDonald, just nudging that one on. Caterham, ball at the tail. Harry Pluck breaking from the base. Pluck is going to be a man to keep an eye on today. Part of the Harlequins' wider squad. Caterham trying to work a bit of field position from which to clear their lines. On a wet and muddy day, I don't think we're going to see too much from their own depths. Perhaps not, though. On the charge up to the 22 through Harry Hudson. Charge down, KCS. The box kick not going to plan for Caterham. So KCS rumble on through Gilchrist. Inching towards the try line already. Everyone bedecked in mud. It goes out wide and across the line. Joe Mondadori will open the scoring for KCS. Wonderful for the home side. The dream start for KCS Wimbledon. They took it left through the forwards, a big carry from Charlie Gilchrist. And then it was good, calm play from Heatley to Bone to Mondadori on the right-hand side. And look at what it means to those fans and to the players on the pitch as well. A dream start for KCS Wimbledon. Standing over the conversion is James Taylor, the inside centre. Using his left foot right from the touchline, just doesn't quite catch it straight enough, but it's a 5-0 lead for KCS Wimbledon. KCS, well, they may not have played much since Christmas, but they are out of the blocks fast. And in our preview to this game, we did say that whoever gets out of the blocks fastest may well find themselves at a huge advantage in this game. And it's KCS that have got that fast start. Pedersen to kick off, hoists it high and long. And Seth Ely takes it in. Ely, part of the Quins under-18 group. A Surrey under-18 cricketer as well. Bit of an all-rounder as the big second row. Heatley hoists up the box kick, not much distance, but it's off the field safely, and in these conditions, off the field is no bad outcome. Although he was judged just outside of the 22, or just inside the 22 rather. But the ball was carried in. It would be a Caterham line out, almost on the 22. Stolen by KCS, and away goes Hugo Nichols. Good ground from Nichols. Ball spilled in midfield, tidied up by Ely. This time Heatley keeps it low. Asks Caterham to counter. And it's spilled, and that gives Heatley another go, tidying up after his own kick. I apologise, not Heatley, it's Hugo Nichols there, the blindside flanker. Small, wiry player, but an absolute nugget in defence, I'm told. Well, an example here of just how greasy and wet that ball is. If the pass is not absolutely perfect, we are going to see some balls drop today. And that means some big moments in the scrum. And there are some big players in that scrum too. Chief among them, Charlie Gilchrist. Scottish exile in the front row for KCS Wimbledon. As, by the way, is his fly half, through Bone. Caterham, they get the turnover from the scrum. Pedersen, he's got magical feet. We saw that in our live stream earlier in the season when Caterham beat Hurstpierpoint College. Hurstpierpoint, one of 4 sides that these two have both played. Both sides beat Hurstpierpoint College. They both actually played them pretty close together. KCS off the top of the line out, and Ely, well, we've seen him carrying already. I was wondering what he was doing, not involved in the line out, but we're seeing exactly why. It's because he is one of their most important carriers. The big second row, not even involved in the line out because he's running moves at 12. Caterham, though, despite the line break, tidy up well and earn a very important penalty. Decent distance there from Pedersen. So we watch the replay again. Look at that carry from Ely. Breaks through the first tackle, fends through the second. It's really good cover from Harry Hudson, but Ely with the dexterity to get the offload away. And already the Harlequins under 18 is showing that he is going to be a man to watch through the rest of this afternoon's semi-final. The next semi-final, by the way, Stowe against Stockport Grammar. So the winner of those 2 games will be playing each other in the final, which will be in a couple of weeks' time. Stowe and Stockport playing at about 3:10 this afternoon up in Buckinghamshire. Another example there of just how tough this greasy ball is to take. Another scrum then. Solid scrum. Chance for Bone to release his backline. Fires out a wide pass to Taylor, who just has to steady himself and take it into contact. Bone directs Heatley to send it left. And just as well as they almost make the line break, just dragged into touch. Good cover defence from Caterham. Caterham, by the way, on a 5-game winning streak. 6, I suppose, if you count their voided quarter-final. Short delay while the referee sorted something out. Scrappy line-out ball again, but it is gathered in the end by Caterham, who look to make ground through pluck. As we said earlier, he's going to be a man who's going to do a lot of that grunt work for Caterham. Pedersen gets it past halfway. Bone now will look to respond. Sends one into the space on the right-hand side. Sits up for Caterham. Austin Taylor, I think, there at fullback. Yes, it is. Taylor takes it up through the middle. And again, pluck. Picks it out of the back. And although his kick is charged, will come back for the penalty. And a chance for Pedersen to gain some field position for Caterham, who have settled a little bit from that early rocket of a start from KCS. Decent nudge that from Pedersen. If you didn't get a chance to watch the highlights of that Caterham v Hurstpierpoint College game, I do urge you to after the end of this game, go and root through our YouTube channel and find those. You will see some absolute wizardry from Pedersen. Caterham skipper and fly half. Part of the wider Quins squad. Didn't get to see much game time during the recent Under-18 Academy League season, but we can certainly see why they had him as part of that wider group. Pedersen takes it to the line. As the cries ring out around the ground for the KCS scrum half, Harrison Heatley. The drum beating, but it's Caterham and their scrum half, Max Fry, that are in possession at the moment in front of the post. And you wonder, on a day like this, is it worth taking a look at the drop goal? I'd be surprised if they do. The way that teams play nowadays, certainly one to consider if things start getting bogged down. Good defence from Wimbledon College, from KCS Wimbledon, rather. Terrible slip of the tongue. KCS's great rivals there. We're expecting to see a few changes around about the 18-minute mark, by the way, for KCS. So they seek to abide by the half-game rule. So expect to see the likes of Cook, Dale, Woods and Dillon entering the fray in the next 5 minutes or so. Heatley feeds Bone. Good hands from Liam McDonald, the vice-captain, but will come back for a penalty at the line-out. You see here, look at the quick hands from McDonald. Difficult one in the conditions for Taylor to pick up, but with penalty advantage, absolutely worth the risk. Really nice handling from the vice-captain there. Line out KCS. Scrappy ball again. Both sides really struggling to get any kind of coherence at the line out early on. Little wonder. It's a very, very greasy ball. Very, very greasy legs as well. Difficult to get your lift right in these conditions. And you can see on your near touchline here, in a second, those 4 KCS subs are ready to go. I think they'll be on at the next break in play, but it's Caterham who have the ball at the base of the scrum. Pedersen, little pump fake onto Austin Taylor, and now releasing down the left wing, Josh Baker, but Baker is hounded towards the touchline. Sorry, Louis Heaton Armstrong, that is. Caterham wingers playing on opposite wings to their shirt numbers today. Ely. Brilliant work from Caterham on the floor, though, having been turned over themselves. Their contest at the breakdown, forcing KCS to come in from the side. And Pedersen will have a chance to put the ball right into the corner and put KCS under pressure. But instead, after a bit of a consultation with Harry Pluck, he is going to go to the corner. Sorry, for the posts, rather. So those KCS subs look like they're about to come on. They're being waved over by Tom Rogers, head of rugby here at KCS. Bit of a conference going on. Edison on the pitch, meanwhile. Looking to reduce the gap to just 2 points. An early KCS try, remember, through Joe Mondadori. Edison. It's a long and heavy strike. And through the posts it goes, and I'll tell you what, with a strike like that, KCS have just been put on warning that any penalty inside their own half could well be 3 points. KCS 5, Caterham 3. Just about midway through this first half. Crowd here on this near side, 4 deep in places. Be lovely for our cameras if they go on the other side, but you know, we can't have everything. Caterham then with the box kick and a great chase, putting KCS under all sorts of pressure. They've done phenomenally well to keep the ball on their own side. Out the back it goes from the skipper, Piplado, and now they get it wide. Little stab through. I think that was Hugo Nichols that had the little stab through, showing his all-round game. Starting to get difficult to make out those shirts, and on come the subs. We have Sonny Dillon on for Bruno Bandiera Friere. Luke Dale coming on for Finn O'Hare. George Woods is coming on in the back row. Can't quite make out who for just at this point. And Xavier Cook coming in the back line, which we'll see a bit of a rejig in the back line, by the way. Berkule will have a rest for a while. James Taylor will move to fullback. Platt will move from fullback to the wing. And Cook will come in at 12. A bit of a rejig in the back line. We'll likely see some more changes around about halfway through the second half as well. On the field, a bit of spillage. Well, a scrum down, Caterham ball. You can see on your screen there that Woods has come on the blindside flank. So it'll be Hugo Nichols that's having a rest. In fact, I'm incorrect. It's McAlpine, who's only just come back from a broken arm, that's having a rest. Caterham. Battering up through the middle from hooker Harry Hudson. What a carry that is from Hudson. And his side have a penalty. KCS offside. Edison kicking almost directly at us, but the ball just stays in field. Collected by Drew Bone. Chance here, KCS, to try and build a little bit towards that second score of the game. Bone feeds his back line. Heatley finding himself in wider territory than he was expecting. The ball in the end beats everyone and makes it into touch. Once again, I'm mistaking Heatley for Hugo Nichols. That 6 and 9 playing havoc with my mind up here in commentary. Ball stolen by KCS, and it's the big man Charlie Gilchrist, the Scottish exile, that goes charging into contact. Well held on the floor by KCS there. Bone stabs one through. There's a bit of space to work with. Taylor does really well to keep a hold of that one, but the chase from Mondadori is fantastic. Platt too. Heatley claims the kick, offloads to Taylor. Caterham defence is up hard and fast though. Nichols takes it into contract. That's a really good carry from the flanker. Bone leading his forward pack in the midfield. And again, Bone seeing more and more touches, but the Caterham defence up really fast. Harry Hudson making the tackle there. Hudson's having a big game so far, but just too enthusiastic in the end. It was a huge contribution, but then rips the ball away in contact, and it's a penalty to KCS. Kick doesn't go to touch though. Gives Taylor a chance to clear his lines for Caterham. That's a huge booming kick up over halfway. Bone looks to counter and it gets to Ely. Ely really can't play. Heatley now into the 22 with Platt. Clean ball for KCS. So Heatley feeds Nichols. KCS starting to find a bit of rhythm and momentum now, aren't they? Building the phase play. But it's ripped away, and it's that man again, Harry Hudson, with the turnover for Caterham. He is having a monster of a game. Taylor looks to clear the lines, but it's infield towards Bone, and Bone is going to try and pick off the defence. He breaks through the first line, and it's away to Platt. Platt one-on-one, going for the corner, just hauled into touch. Magic from Bone. Brilliant cover defence from Caterham. Bone with the big dummy. Glides through the gap. Then feeds the man who's moved from fullback up to the wing in Platt. And it's his opposite number, Taylor, with the cover tackle. Superb work from him to drift that tackle into touch. And KCS though, steal the line out, and across the line is the captain, Casper Pitblado. Pitblado with the strike. And the line out, well, it's been such a problem all game for both sides. But the skipper is the one that's paying attention when it counts the most, and as the ball spilled loose, Pitblado grabbed it. And the captain gets the second try of the game. There he goes, plucking it from the sky. And I tell you what, that try will be from 50 yards out by the end of this game if KCS win this one. Casper Pitblado. Takes his side's lead out to 10 points to 3. Conversion for Taylor for almost exactly the same place that his conversion for the earlier try was from. That one missed a little right. Can he redial the radar for this one? Hush descends around the grounds here. Yards away, by the way, from the All England Tennis Club. Taylor, this one is a little straighter. This one's a lot straighter. James Taylor gets that radar working. It gives KCS a 12 points to 3 lead against Caterham in this under-18 Schools Plate semi-final. Caterham, by the way, have made a change, and Enzo Pedersen, the skipper, has gone off. Real blow there for the away side. Talisman has gone. KCS, oh, they're playing some lovely stuff here. Forwards offloading to other forwards. Their tails are up. 2 tries to the good. Bone now feeding the back line. Cutting back in field, Taylor. Confidence surging through the men in blue. Ely now gets the offload away. Platt down the right-hand side. Platt will evade them all. Platt is away for KCS's 3rd try of the game. Brilliant rugby from KCS. Forwards, offloading to forwards. Taylor making the big break, and then it was quick ball. Bone feeding Ely. Ely taking the ball to the line, and then Platt with a great fend, good pace. And he's away in that right-hand corner where all 3 of their tries have come from. And suddenly, from 5-3, but 2 minutes ago, the score is out to 17-3 with a penalty to come. Conversion to come, rather. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Taylor, well, he's getting used to this spot now. First one, missed right. Second one, absolutely bang on. Got to wager the eyes in for this 3rd one then, for that. Taylor. Absolute pin drop silence. KCS Wimbledon. Strikes it well, but this one just comes back round to the right-hand side. So the score stays at KCS Wimbledon 17, Caterham 3. Little over 7 minutes left in this first half. From 5-3. It's a big, big challenge now for Caterham to come back from this one as Nichols carries it in. He's well shackled there, actually, by Ethan Wenham. Big mop of hair on Wenham. Heatley boxes up towards Taylor. Taylor catches cleanly, but he's chased down by the vice-captain, Liam McDonald. KCS full of beans at the moment. Caterham, just a few passes going awry, but they've kept it alive. Carry into KCS territory. Can Caterham get on the try sheet themselves before half-time? Well, not in this phase. They've spilled that one. And McDonald has a chance to counter. No, he doesn't. Will stop and come back for the knock-on and the scrum. The atmosphere here at KCS, absolutely fantastic. Feels as though the whole school is out here on the touchline. Heatley then to the back of the scrum, but it's picked up by Dirk Pitblado, twin brother of the try scorer. KCS get right to the far touchline. Start to work their way in. Caterham competing really hard at the breakdown, trying to disrupt this KCS momentum. Ely, though, gets himself across the gain line, as he has over and over again in this game. Bone now looking to get the offload, but no one available for it. Nichols again. Nichols is everywhere today. So from one touchline we get across to the far touchline now, and KCS doing Caterham rather, doing a wonderful job at the counter ruck there, and they've turned it over. But rather than go for the counter attack, they clear long through Johnny Naylor, and what a good decision that is, as the ball rolls to within 2 yards of KCS's try line. Bone tries to kick long, but it'll be a counter-attacking opportunity here for Caterham with half the KCS team offside. They're now back on, as Bone played them back on. They weren't back on, in fact. The referee, more eagle-eyed than I. Fraser Bailey, vice-captain for Caterham, takes it into contact. An attacking opportunity here for Caterham. Crucial that they try and take advantage. Pluck, carries, offloads. Now there's space. They look to attack. Louis Heaton-Armstrong takes it into contact. Platt does really well to shackle him and rip the ball away in the tackle. And Platt, the try scorer, try saver there. Knock on, really unfortunate there for Pluck, who tried to go for the intercept from Charlie Gilchrist. Just spills. Look at this from Platt though. Goes high, and before the ball reaches the deck, or before rather Heaton-Armstrong reaches the deck, Platt's got the ball away and across the 22. Solid defensive work there, and we see here almost an intercept for Harry Pluck. Yeah, back to the scrum. Biblado breaks in the base and gets a delicious offload away to McDonald. But in their enthusiasm to help out McDonald when he took it into contact, KCS come in at the side. Would be a penalty, Caterham. Naylor it is that's over it. He was the man who had to come on for Enzo Pedersen in the fly half roll. Real shame for Caterham to lose Pedersen, but a real opportunity here for Johnny Naylor. No ball. Caterham line out was just about ready to go, but Caterham hooker had no ball. Hudson to throw in, but again, just so difficult to get these lineouts right. But in the end, it's just spilled diving on the floor by Platt. So Caterham will have the scrum. And a chance still to play here. Deep in the KCS 22. See the ball here, just spills loose. And Platt, well, it's just unfortunate, sliding down on the ball. And in these conditions, it's 50-50 pot luck, really, whether that one sticks or not. Ball at the tail for Caterham. Pluck. So hard to bring down. KCS just about get him on the floor, 5 meters out. Bry feeds the back line. KCS defence is up fast though, but it's a good offload from Fraser Bailey. And now darting away is Josh Baker, the left wing. KCS with a big pod of 4 forwards on this left-hand side. But the ball is spilled and we come back for a scrum in the midfield. Crucial moments these in the game, you feel. Got to be getting very close to the last play of the half. And the difference that a Caterham try would make here could be absolutely crucial to the game. Options both ways for Caterham at this scrum. Squirts out the back though. Really difficult ball for Caterham to deal with. So Bailey tidies up, stabs it through. And Bone just gets this one off the field, and that'll be half time. A brilliant half of rugby for KCS Wimbledon. For Caterham, Bit of a hole to dig themselves out of. It's KCS Wimbledon 17, Caterham 3 at half-time in this under-18 Schools Plate semi-final.
Introducing NextGenXV, the new home of school rugby.
Well, where does this come from?
Covering everything the school game has to offer in both the north and southern hemispheres.
Oh, the great tackle! It's not good enough. 1-2, skip a few and with the wheels.
Highlighting tomorrow's stars, NextGen15 will be bringing you live games and a regular update of all the news and in-depth views on the global game.
What a kick! Where did he come from and how did that happen?
All your school rugby, all in one place. This is NextGen15.
Return to Play is the UK's leading sports medicine provider for schools and clubs. We ensure sport is safer than ever by making it easy for you to provide gold standard medical care to your players. Our head injury and concussion care service provides your players with 7-day-a-week access to some of the UK's most experienced concussion doctors, who make sure the correct diagnosis is made and manage each player's recovery until they are fit to return to sport. We also provide you with the education, policy, and administrative support you need to confidently manage injuries, giving you and your players' parents peace of mind. Using our innovative R2P injury management system, injuries can be quickly recorded, parents and staff automatically notified, doctor appointments booked, players' recovery tracked, and injury analysis downloaded. Our system even integrates with other school systems, saving you admin time. Our full sports medicine service is tailored to your organisation's specific needs, designed to best support your sports programme and medical setup. It includes our head injury and concussion care service, plus weekly sports doctor clinics, access to physiotherapists, matchday medical support, and more. Return to Play are partnered with over 60 of the UK's leading schools and clubs. Get in touch to find out more.
Welcome back to KCS Wimbledon, and we've got a little bit of breaking news. The England under-18 squad to play France this Saturday afternoon, 4:30 kickoff, has just been announced. And just to run you through it, it's Ollie Allen from London Irish and Bishop Wand, Caleb Ashworth, Harlequins and Gordons, Finn Cardiff, Leicester Tigers and Leicester Grammar School, Ethan Clark, Harlequins and Worthing College, Luke Colston, Newcastle Falcons and Gosforth Academy, Toby Cousins from Northampton Saints and Oakham, Harvey Cuxon from Worcester Warriors and Ellesmere College, Jack Dory-Palmer, Harlequins and Worthing College, Ben Douglas, Newcastle Falcons and Gosforth Academy, Max Eek, Saracens and St George's Harpenden, who by the way produced the likes of Owen Farrell and Maro Toje, Will Gilderson from Gloucester and Cheltenham College, Nathan Greenwood from Newcastle Falcons and Gosforth Academy, Jimmy Halliwell from Bristol Bears and Colstons, Sam Harris from Bath and Millfield, James Isaacs of Saracens and Berkhamsted, George Luce of Leicester Tigers and Langley, Nathan Michello from Saracens and Sutton Valence, Johnny Smith, the Harlequins and Brighton College, player who won the St Joseph's Festival Player of the Tournament, Nick Tarr from Northampton Saints and Mark Rutherford School, Charlie Wardle from Sale Sharks and Altrincham Grammar, and Tristan Woodman from Sale Sharks and AKS Lytham, as well as Joseph Woodwards from Leicester Tigers and Brooksby Melton College, and Bristol Bears and Clifton College's Sam Worsley. A number of players there that we've seen on the live streams here with NextGen15, including those two fly half options, Sam Harris and Sam Worsley. Really, really exciting, and a huge well done and thank you to the RFU for publishing that squad. Makes such a difference to be able to celebrate those 23 lads who will be playing France on Saturday at 4:30 at the Stade Eugene Rossi in San Rafael. Here though, in southwest London. We are about to get underway for the second half of the Under-18 Schools Plate semi-final. It's KCS Wimbledon kicking off with Bone to Caterham on the left-hand side of your screens. 17-3 KCS Wimbledon lead. An absolutely fantastic three-try first half from the host school on the right-hand side of your screens in the blue shirts. Caterham with a bit of a hole to dig themselves out of, but they will no doubt be absolutely up for that in this second half. As they kick, but don't get much distance. The ball, by the way, is an absolute bar of soap out there at the moment. We said at the start of the game, a huge well done to the ground staff for just simply getting this game on, but that does not make it any less treacherous when it comes to catching and passing, and indeed the line out in this game. Caterham get themselves the turnover. They've made a couple of changes, by the way. I think I've spotted Cam McDonald and Connor Green on the field. Subs easier to spot than usual in this game because they're the ones with the clean shirts on. One of those subs, McDonald gets the offload away. Caterham getting some good early possession in this second half. Through the hands they go. Caterham did look good when they got the ball through the hands in that first half. They showed some real promise. The challenge for them was in actually managing to get enough possession to be able to do something with it, but it's been turned over and then turned back again, and hacked through it is Robert Hunter getting his boot on the ball, and now he leaves it to the speedier men outside him, or should I say the hooker, Harry Hudson. Hudson's been everywhere today, but it's just tidied up by KCS. So nearly the perfect start to the second half for Caterham. See here, chasing back. Hudson goes to deck. Perhaps a little bit of a clever nudge from KCS, but it'll be a goal line dropout, and they go centre field with it. Breaking to the left-hand side. Caterham go. Naylor seeing a lot of touches of the ball. He's come on a fly half. Working their way through the hands. Taylor now feeding some of the big men outside him. Joe Phillips, I think that is, carrying into contact. Early opportunity here for Caterham. Fry feeds the back line. Pluck on the charge. Can they stop him? No, nobody's stopping the big man from there. Harry Pluck. Crucial try for Caterham. It was simple hands in the end that did it. Fry stepped in at fly half, fed the big man Pluck, who broke through the first tackle. Pluck did well to get behind him, but in the end, there's nothing stopping that sort of momentum and that sort of quality from Harry Pluck from short range. Fraser Bailey, the man with the conversion, knocks that over, and a crucial intervention for Caterham narrows the gap to 17-10. Could that be a change in the momentum of this game? We'll find out very shortly. Bone hangs it high. Spilled, though, by Phillips. Bit of miscommunication in the Caterham ranks about who it was that should have taken that high ball. What that means is a KCS scrum inside the Caterham 22. KCS had it almost all their own way in the first half. But here in this second half, it's been a fast start from Caterham. Bone looks to feed the back line. Taylor, strong carry from him. And now to the forwards. Gilchrist, Scottish exile on the carry. Never as a man looked more Scottish. Caterham turn it over though, and they're looking to counter. Naylor tries to get the offload away, does, but it's met in turn by force from Cameron McAlpine. So now they look to clear their line. Ball half charged down. Everyone's on side. Tidied up by Hugo Nichols, who was everywhere in the first half for KCS Wimbledon. And the side of a penalty. Caterham getting a bit ahead of themselves at that ruck. So off they go, charging to Harrison Heatley. Heatley wrapped up. So Bone plays scrum half, feeds Nichols. On to Ely. Nichols and Ely, the dynamic duo. Feels like there's 6 of them on this pitch. There are 2 Pip Lardos though. The 2 twins in the KCS forward pack. Carrying one after the other. Pluck comes through the ruck. Illegally so, says the referee. Playing the scrum half. Never my favourite, Lord, that one. Always rather been of the opinion that just because someone's wearing 9 doesn't mean they deserve extra protection. But perhaps that's the flanker in me talking. After all, the rest of the world seems to quite like the law. You see here, but comes through a little bit from the side perhaps as well, playing the 9. Change in who's throwing into the lineup as well, by the way. Charlie Gilchrist throwing in for KCS, and Caterham taking advantage of just how difficult the whole line-out operation is at the moment. You get a long clearance kick in, but it's brilliant footwork from Taylor. It was about to be absolutely smashed, but managed to dart around the tackle. How about that? Couldn't see who it was, but I'm going to guess at Pluck. It was indeed Pluck, turning the ball over in the tackle. And it all results in a Caterham penalty. It's KCS straight offside in their determination to make up for the original turnover. Touch not made though, so KCS have the opportunity to counter. But the offload goes awry, it's spilled. Just a few errors starting to creep in here. See here, Taylor's footwork was brilliant. Yeah. The offload almost there. Doesn't go to hand. Gives Caterham the scrum. Just inside the KCS 10-metre line. The scrum, always a popular option for a photo, especially on a day like this. Keeps the blurriness out. Turned over though, KCS, so they look to counter quickly. Ball not quite sticking. Really, really difficult conditions to get the passing game going. Both sides are finding that out. Particularly in this second half, it's all a little bit disjointed at the moment. Heatley feeds his big runner, but it's ripped again in the tackle. We've seen a few of those today, haven't we? Those rips through in the tackle, but it's knocked on then after that. Errors compounding errors at the moment on both sides. Another rip in the tackle, wasn't it? Brilliant work. I think it was Robert Hunter, another Scottish exile. There's a fair few Scottish exiles knocking around in this game. Unable in the end to make the most of it though, Caterham. And we have a KCS scrum. Heatley pops it out. It's in and out very, very quickly. Bone spots a bit of space in behind the Caterham defence. Everyone chasing after it. It's a really tricky one for Taylor to deal with. And in the end, as he dives to catch up with it, all he can do is knock it towards touch. Not deliberately, I hasten to add. Hence, it's just a line out. Such a difficult ball to deal with. Bobbling and bouncing about this way and that. Be a scrum. Or a line out rather. KCS ball. Healy takes it in, and the ball absolutely surges forward, but then Caterham rally before KCS settle back into their rhythm. 5 yards, they've marched forward. Now the ball breaks loose. But that is absolutely outstanding from who else? Who else but Harry Pluck on the floor? As Gilchrist broke off the tail of the maul, Pluck went with him with superb body position, got himself over the ball. As Enzo Peterson returns to the fray. I thought he'd been lost to this particular match for good. But the skipper returns, and he returns with his side just 7 points behind. As we see here, look at this from Pluck. Look at the body position over the ball. Fantastic work. And you've got to think Caterham are surely going to be buoyed by the return of the skipper at fly half. 17-10 down. They're in with a sniff here. Loads and loads of time left. And it's they that are the only side to have scored in this second half. Hunter just about gets the ball away at the line-out. Now Pluck carries down the blind side and carries hard once again. He's a phenomenon in this game, but Nichols is over the ball. Unfortunate, I thought there. It wasn't Nichols, rather it was Cameron McAlpine not to get the penalty. Caterham, though, keep hold of the ball now. They stab it through. Across the halfway line it goes. And in the end, it's just a boot off the field from Bone. No sense in taking any risks with that one. The referee's going to bring us all the way back for the penalty. I say all the way back. It's only actually net back about 8 yards, so quite within his rights to bring this one back. As I was saying earlier, it was an absolutely stunning season from KCS. Played 14, won 12. The only two defeats they had were to Hampton in the first round of the Cup, hence their appearance in this plate competition. Hampton, of course, who we all know what top side they are. And the only other side to have beaten them are Trinity, who, of course, are in the Cup semi-finals themselves this weekend, having knocked out Berkhamsted, the Daily Mail Trophy champions. So when those are your only two defeats of the season, it tells you an awful lot about this KCS Wimbledon side, as does the fact that they have 12 victories, including an absolute thriller of a victory against Cranley, who showed their worth only last week in winning the Hampton Sevens. KCS keeping really, really top company this season. Caterham living with them at the moment, though. 7 points behind and in possession. Breaking through the midfield through Ruben Andries. Starting to play with a little more width for Caterham. starting to win a few penalties off the referee as well. KCS just getting a bit over-eager in their determination to get the ball back. I think they're starting to recognise that they've not seen a lot of possession in this second half. And of course, with Pedersen back on the field, Caterham have that huge boot. And for the skipper, this penalty in front of the post is going to be just barely even a 9-iron. This is to reduce it to less than a try. 4 points it'll be. Pedersen can knock this one over. Went off early in the first half, remember, but he's returned to action. Four strides and a big long boot, but it's drifted wide, more than had the distance, but the accuracy was missing. KCS with the 22. Bit of a chance gone begging that for Caterham, but it's not the worst outcome in the world. They are going to get possession back off this 22, almost certainly. Ball bounces over the head though, the replacement. And Caterham will get the ball back, but it's going to be through a line out just outside of their own 22. An absolute best case scenario there from that 22 for KCS Wimbledon. And now they steal the line out. And Gilchrist takes it into contact. Huge couple of moments there for KCS Wimbledon as up fast came Josh Benjamin in defence for Caterham. KCS keep a hold of the ball though, and they're starting to work through the phases. Out wide they go now, surging into the 22. Can the home side capitalise? No, they can't. Ball spills loose. Caterham now have it and a chance to clear their lines. In fact, a chance to go wide. The KCS defence is incredibly tight if Caterham can get it wide, but they don't look to the right-hand side. There was acres and acres of space. Instead, they went high. And KCS lived to fight another day on that front. Taylor makes the breakthrough. Almost up to the 22. Ely now, carrying well again. Not seen as much as him in this second half as we did in the first, when he was all over every aspect of play. Sign of the change of momentum in this second half. Bone thought about the big wide pass, instead got hit. Ball spilled loose, but is tidied up by his team. Heatley now feeds Bone. Bone darts through, as we saw in the first half. Now it's out wide to the far touchline. Are they going to score in the right-hand corner again? They are. KCS. Through Joe Mondadori, I think it is again. Across for his second try. And once again, it was the pump fake from Bone. Saw him fly through the gap and release the man on the outside. Bone here, pump fake, brings the defence up, then floats it wide. It is Mondadori on the right-hand side, and it's superb strength from Mondadori to get himself across the try line. I think he's hurt himself in the process, but he won't mind one bit if it helps send his side through to the final. A second try for Joe Mondadori, a crucial try for KCS Wimbledon. The momentum was just starting to swing the other way, but the home side respond, and respond well. Mondadori might even be a spot of cramp that he suffered as he scored the try there. either way, Taylor with a 4th conversion attempt. Missed 2, scored 1, all from pretty much this exact position, albeit on the other side of the field. Back in the first half.
Hugo! Go back. Hugo!
Taylor. Just short. Unlucky there. And the man who started at 12 and moved to fullback. Real blow, that one, for Caterham. Been going so well in the second half, but KCS, being the ruthless side that they are, respond with the try. And they lead 22-10. About 15 minutes or so left to go in the game. KCS, by the way, passed 50 points 5 times this season. 5 times in 14 games. Stunning record. They have been absolutely sensational. Bit of break and play. Well, a few subs were made. Pedersen over the restart sends it high and hanging. Difficult one to take. But I think it was knocked on into touch by Connor Green. Want to give KCS the choice between a scrum or the line out. And the skipper, Casper Piblado, opts for the scrum, so will come in 15. A chance for KCS to play. Bit of an unfortunate one, that one, actually. For Connor Green, it was a brilliant kickoff from Pedersen. Green was about half a finger length away from being able to get that one tapped back. Bit of a break while the referee has a chat, making a few subs, I think. Gives me a chance to talk to you about one of our partners, Coach Logic. Player-led analysis systems. We're going to be working really closely with them over the next few weeks, particularly down at Rosslyn Park. We're going to be doing live analysis of pitch RE2, so do please keep your ears tuned for that one. But in the meantime, you can get £100 off Coach Logic's service with the code NextGen15. That's NextGenXV. Do go check them out. They're really all about player engagement and being able to really see what's going on the field in depth, but in a very easy and manageable way. It's Coach Logic. Here on the field, KCS getting the ball through the hands. The skipper there, Piblado on the carry. And I think by the shape of that caterpillar ruck, we're going to be looking at a box kick. And indeed we are. Wheatley hangs it down towards Pedersen. Pedersen wants his side to have a dabble, but instead they'll go to the boot. And it's probably not gone quite where they wanted. KCS tried to get free from Verkuel. Keeps the ball in possession though, Ely. The man mountain in the second row. On to Taylor. How good has Taylor been today? Now Verkuel getting across the gain line. KCS working through the phases. Boom. Again, that delay on the pass this time doesn't quite work. Caterham ready at that time, so they have the turnover. They hoof the ball long, and it's Bone herring after it. Caterham defence flying up on him. And that Caterham pressure, led by Connor Green, forces the error. As the chants on the touchline get ever more imaginative here at KCS Wimbledon. I believe one of the players is learning to play the guitar. Bit of a stop-start second half, this one. One of the KCS players, scrum half Harrison Heatley there, stretching out a bit of cramp. Not the first player we've seen being afflicted by cramp today. And we do have to bear in mind, this is the first time a lot of these players have played 15-a-side rugby in a good few months. And on a heavy, heavy pitch in wet conditions. That's why we're starting to see the energy sapped from the legs of these guys. And it could make for a very interesting last 10 minutes or so here in Wimbledon. Under all kinds of pressure at the scrum, but Pluck, of course, able to pluck it from the base of the scrum. Pedersen doesn't quite get his hands on the ball, so Taylor hacks through. Taylor now hounding down Connor Green, who did oh so well not to be turned over there. Caterham have done absolutely brilliantly to rescue this situation. Ball spills loose at the back though, but they react to it. Bit of calm needed. Max Fry looking to provide it. Moves the ball long. Taylor. Seen so much of the ball in the second half, and Taylor tries to stab it through on his own. Nearly comes off, but it's gathered by Pluck. Caterham going round the corner. Met by Dirk Pitblado though. Caterham looking to play. Josh Benjamin with the big wide pass, the open side there. Pedersen though this time will opt to put boot to ball. Bone though wants to counter. Counter they will. Ball changes hands again. We've seen a lot of that. All going this way and that here in the second half.
He looks like DiCaprio. He looks like DiCaprio. Philippe Cook. He looks like DiCaprio.
Ball stays in field from the box kick from Fry. KCS. Oh, they're not showing any signs of their ambition slowing. As Dylan gets himself on the charge. Huge carrying now. Liam McDonald dips the shoulder, finds a soft edge. But as well as a soft edge, he finds Robert Hunter, the Scottish exile. Gets the turnover, wins the penalty, and now KCS are marched back 10 metres. And another 10. And for a penalty inside the 22. It's now a penalty on the 10-metre line. KCS backchat costing them 20 metres there, and Pedersen with a chance to punish them even further. Doesn't quite manage it though, keeps it in field towards Ely, who is looking really up for it. All turned over again. It is literally going this way and that every couple of seconds here at the moment. Scrappy, scrappy affair at present. Again, changes hands a couple of times, but I think we're going to come back for a foot and touch, are we? No, we're going to come back for a scrum. And you've got to think, someone on one of these two sides has just got to grab their teammates around the collar and say, just keep it calm, lads. No need for panic stations. There's a lot of ball getting thrown around and spilled. It will be a line out. I thought it was going to be a line out. KCS, clean line out ball. Dylan really nailing that arrow in what have proved tricky conditions for the line out today. Bruno. Sorry, Bone rather. Big carry. shots. He's really put himself about since he came on. The reserve back rower. Bruno, oh, it's a brave pass. And a good one too. Out to Ely, and it gives KCS front foot ball and a chance to attack down this blind side. Now they carry short. And it's when they've got through the phases that KCS have started to look really threatening. Dylan charges through, gets the offload away onto Woods. Bone now flings it wide. Taylor releases it down the left-hand side. It's McQuill. It's a 5th try. We said they look dangerous when they get through the phases. And they looked oh so dangerous that time. Taylor took an absolute whack for his troubles, but he released McQuill for the finish. He'll think it was all worthwhile. Taylor gets the ball away to his winger. And McQuill with his first of the game, his side's 5th of the game. Brilliant, brilliant execution from KCS Wimbledon. It's been scrappy in this second half. It's been a messy, messy old 25 minutes of rugby, half an hour of rugby. But in the 2 crucial moments they've had, KCS have been utterly ruthless. As Taylor gets back up after that whack, sets himself for the conversion. 28 points to 10 their lead. It's to take it out to 30. And with only about 5 minutes left, I've got to think that's the game. Conversion doesn't make it. But for his team, that may not be a problem. That 5th try might just have sealed KCS Wimbledon's place in the under-18 Schools Plate final. Caterham aren't going to give up. Everything we've seen through this match tells us that's not going to happen. But it would be a story you could write if they were to make this comeback now, given the time left on the clock. Hunter's certainly not going to give up, though. He takes it into contact, gets himself to deck. Turned over again, though, by KCS. No, it's not. We'll come back for the penalty. It looked a bit funny, and funny it was. The crowd bubbling. They know what's coming. Almost counting down to the final whistle of the KCS faithful. You will hear an absolute eruption of noise when that whistle goes in a few minutes' time. As the humdrum goes. Game's not over yet, though. We've got a Caterham scrum on the 22. Centre field, options both ways. Pedersen and Naylor standing directly behind the scrum. They break left, but then Pluck goes right. Good decoy from the back line, allowing Pluck a run at the defence. And now all the ball players are on the left-hand side of the field for Caterham. But again, it's messy, messy ball. Such have the conditions been. Pedersen weaving his magic wand, making some decent ground, but KCS Wimbledon making some even better ground, and it is that man, Sonny Dillon, getting himself over the ball, earning his team the penalty. Dillon has been absolutely fantastic since he came on the 18-minute mark, an absolute warrior in the front row for KCS. See here, Pedersen goes in and Dillon There's the release, and then he's bang, straight back over the ball, and there's no shifting him. That's a big man with a low centre of gravity. Bit of a break in play here for yet another spot of cramp, but it gives me a chance to talk to you about our medical providers and partners, Return to Play, who are doing some really, really valuable work in schools rugby, but also clubs and universities as well, particularly in schools though, where they are the leading sports medicine provider, specialising in head injuries and concussion. The work they're doing right now is absolutely vital, and frankly, in many ways, is helping to protect the game of rugby as a schoolboy sport. So please do check out Return to Play. They are providing an absolutely invaluable service. We're back underway. Dylan's got the ball into the line out again safely. Line out starting to function now for KCS as we move towards the last minute or so of play. KCS going in search of a 6th try of the game. Ely takes into contact. Possibly the muddiest shirt of the lot, and that shows you the work he's got through. As, oh, Bone almost found Mondadori, and I'll tell you what, if Mondadori had caught that, he might well have been away for his hat-trick. You see it again here. Bone spots Mondadori in space, and oh, he was up against the front rows on the outside. Mondadori might have been away. Around about a minute to go then. Caterham feed the scrum through Fry. Luck has it at the base. Gives it out to Fry again. Now Naylor. Pedersen playing at fullback now is the skipper. Gets a lovely calm offload away to Josh Baker, who's bundled into touch. But that calm authority that Pedersen plays with is just a pleasure to watch. In the end, he probably gave Baker too much to do. Look at that thing. Casual as you like out the back. KCS line out on halfway. Dylan launches it in. Not the tidiest, but it is collected. But it doesn't matter because that is the final whistle. KCS Wimbledon are through to the Under-18 Schools Plate final, thanks to a 28-10 win here at home against Caterham. It was a tough old game. The rain was in, the wind was in. The mud, as you can see by the state of some of those shirts and shorts, was thick. But they toughed it out. They dug in, they scored 5 tries. And KCS Wimbledon are heading to the final. And it all started way back early on in the first half. Big carry from Gilchrist. And it was Bone releasing Mondadori down the right-hand side as the KCS faithful come marching towards their fans. I told you this place would go nuts for them. It's been a proper school effort. Not just the 15 on the field, not just the 19 in the squad. There's been a whole school here surrounding the field. There's a maths lesson going on in the classroom to my left. None of them are watching the board, I can tell you that much. They're all hanging their heads out the back of this window. So we go back to a couple of the highlights. And it was a really good reaction, wasn't it, from Casper Pitlado, the KCS skipper, to cross for his side, second try. And then Taylor making the break. Taylor was fantastic today, by the way. Man of the match in my eyes. His break allowed Bruno to get on the front foot, and then Ely, who also was fantastic, got the ball away to Platt, and Platt would defend in the finish. put KCS 3 tries ahead. So 17-3 KCS at half-time, but Caterham were the side that started the second half the faster, and it was Harry Pluck, the number 8, that crossed for Caterham for what was to prove their only try of the game. Pluck had an absolutely outstanding game for Caterham, as did Hunter there in the Scotland scrum cap. KCS then started to get really scrappy in the second half, but when KCS got some front football, Bone with the pump fake, getting it away to Mondadori, who crossed for his second, got himself a nasty bout of cramp en route, but a crucial score nonetheless. And then again, Bone releasing his number 8 onto Taylor, and Taylor leaving the delay on the pass for Verkuel to go over. Taylor took a knock for his troubles, but although you feel that one in the morning, he will be feeling very, very happy as well, because Taylor was absolutely instrumental, not only in releasing Verkuel for that final try of the game, but also in the game as a whole. It has been an absolutely superb game of rugby. The controversy before long forgotten, because this game was all about what happened on the field, and on the field what happened was a really, really solid performance from KCS Wimbledon. They're going to the final. They'll be playing either Stowe or Stockport Grammar, those two playing as we speak. But as it stands, it's KCS Wimbledon through to the final with a 28-10 win here in the semi-final against Caterham. A wonderful performance from KCS. Finishes up. KCS 28, Caterham 10.
Return to Play is the UK's leading sports medicine provider for schools and clubs. We ensure sport is safer than ever by making it easy for you to provide gold standard medical care to your players. Our head injury and concussion care service provides your players with 7-day-a-week access to some of the UK's most experienced concussion doctors, who make sure the correct diagnosis is made and manage each player's recovery until they are fit to return to sport. We also provide you with the education, policy, and administrative support you need to confidently manage injuries, giving you and your players' parents peace of mind. Using our innovative R2P injury management system, injuries can be quickly recorded, parents and staff automatically notified, doctor appointments booked, players' recovery tracked, and injury analysis downloaded. Our system even integrates with other school systems, saving you admin time. Our full sports medicine service is tailored to your organisation's specific needs, designed to best support your sports programme and medical setup. It includes our head injury and concussion care service, plus weekly sports doctor clinics, access to physiotherapists, matchday medical support, and more. Return to Play are partnered with over 60 of the UK's leading schools and clubs. Get in touch to find out more.
Introducing NextGenXV, the new home of school rugby.
Well, where does this come from?
Covering everything the school game has to offer in both the north and southern hemispheres.
Oh, that's a great tackle! It's not got enough! 1-2, skip a few and with the wheels!
Highlighting tomorrow's stars, Next Gen 15 will be bringing you live games and a regular update of all the news and in-depth views on the global game.
What a kick! Where did he come from and how did that happen?
All your school rugby, all in one place. This is Next Gen 15.